Okay, this video includes problems 38 through 43. 38 says, what are the solutions to the equation, parentheses, x minus 2 squared plus 5 equals 0. Now, you would normally want to put this in mode 5.3 or mode 7, but as you see, you might have some complex solutions. And this is in vertex form, so the easiest way to me to solve this would be to eliminate the 5 by subtracting 5 from both sides. So that's going to give me x minus 2 squared equals negative 5. And then you want to take the square root of both sides because you want to eliminate the square. So if you take the square root of a negative, you know you're going to have an imaginary solution. Also, if you look at this, what's under the radical? 5. So you would say the answer would have to be C. To continue, that's x minus 2 equals I times the square root of 5. And then to eliminate the negative 2, you want to do positive 2 on both sides. So that's how you get the answer choice C. X equals 2 plus or minus I times the square root of 5. 39. Jeffrey dropped a ball from the top of a balcony. The graph below shows the height of the ball in feet as the function of time in seconds. What does the y-intercept represent? Well, if you notice, the y-intercept would be here. So we want to see if that is A. It represents the time when the ball hit the ground. I would say no, it's not on the ground. B, it represents how fast the ball fell. Well, that's just a point, so I would say no. C, it represents how far away from the balcony the ball hit the ground. Again, that's the point right there, and I would say no. D, it represents the height from which the ball was dropped. That's where the ball began to drop. So I'd say my answer choice is D. Number 40. What is the domain of the function graph below? Now remember, domain are possible x values, and we haven't talked a whole lot about that. Alright? This is a quadratic function, so that would be y equals x squared. Alright? So is there any numbers that you cannot substitute in for your x values? And the answer is that no. I could put any number I wanted to in there. So my answer choice would have to be D. For any quadratic function, the domain is going to be negative infinity to positive infinity. Number 41. For the graph below, what is the average rate of change of the quadratic function on the interval from 1 to 3? Now remember, rate of change is the same thing as slope. Alright, I highlighted where negative 1 was, so that would be the point right here. And then 3 is in the yellow, so that would be here. So if I wanted to find my slope, that's rise over run. So I need to rise a total of 8 and run 2. So I'm going to rise 8 and run 2. So my slope would have to be that reduced, which would be 4. C. 42. The function y equals 4x squared plus 8x plus 5 has a blank and the value is blank. I put this in mode 7 and I made the following table and I found the numbers 1 and negative 1. Here is negative 1 and here is 1. Now my minimum or maximum point is going to be at my vertex. That's where your symmetry is. So it would definitely be at negative 1 instead of positive 1. So I know my answer choices are going to be between C and D because it can't be 1. And is this going to be a minimum point or a maximum point? Well, since f of the A is going to be positive, you know your function is going to look like this. So it will have a lowest point, which would be a minimum point. So the answer would be C. 43. What are the zeros of the function? Now, since this one, I looked at my answer choices and they were all real, I decided to use mode 7. And I'm looking for the zeros. So I find the zeros in my function column, which would be here and here. So my answer choice would have to be B, negative 5 and 1. If you can't figure it out, you can always plug in your values for x and see which ones give you 0. And that's all of these. If you need more help, watch another video.